I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Hubbardston Select Board on Monday night, December 1st, 2025, 6:30 PM at the 48 Gardner Road Meeting Room. Do we have anyone, as far as we know, in remote? No Zooms?
I don't think we
Hold
even
on, I don't even, let me see if I can link that, to be honest, I wasn't even thinking that, hold on.
Is it even on there?
I thought there was a link to it,
Well,
wasn't it?
while you're looking, okay? You want to do
This meeting
announcements?
be conducted in person with a remote participation on, I don't see a link. Did anyone see a link?
No, I don't.
There's
I don't
no
know.
link, so there's no
Okay.
remote
So,
participation.
moving on then.
All right.
Announcements.
Okay, so tomorrow, December 2nd, there's gonna be a snowstorm. School is canceled in a bunch of places, but the seniors are having their Christmas concert at 2 PM right now, at the senior center, and all are welcome. So just, if you go, drive safe and be mindful that it's gonna be in the peak of snow. If they do decide to cancel it, Claudia's gonna let me know in the early morning, but I don't think that will happen. I think it's gonna be on regardless of snow or non-snow. So, anyway, they're going to have their Christmas concert tomorrow. The Lions are still selling trees, Chris? Do you know? Yes, okay, they still have trees, yay! So they'll be selling them on the 6th, while supplies last, right in between, the pellet factory and, the storage facility right there on 68. They had some nice looking trees there this past weekend, so,
Is
stop
it
by.
just on the weekend?
I believe so, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yep, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week.
Hours?
All day.
Yeah, I think it was like 9 to something, or 10 in the
We'll
morning.
even deliver local
Hey, there you go.
And it's just this weekend is your last chance?
until supplies last.
Yes, while supplies last was what they basically said.
Okay.
So, so yeah, so that's coming up this Saturday, Friday, they'll be back out selling trees, I'm assuming, and Saturday. On December 5th, the light fight starts, which is 9 to 5, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the first 3 weekends of December. Maps will be available.
9 to 5? How about
Sorry, 5 to 9.
I was like, wait a
Sorry,
second.
my bad. It's been a really long day. 5 to 9 in the evenings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, starting this weekend and the 2 following weekends. Voting will be by a Google voting link. There'll also be a Google link for the map, and also there'll be a maps in person that you can pick up at the gas station right in center town. We have a good amount of listings. I haven't put it all together yet. I'm still working on that. That's in mid-process. But yeah, so the light fight starts this weekend. On December 6th, which is Saturday, there will be Pictures with Santa at the bandstand. This is sponsored by the Lions. It's the real Santa too, so it's gonna be a good Santa. This is from 5 to 7:30 up there at the bandstand, and this is super great if you have like older kids that aren't like, you know, little and love Santa and stuff. You can get them to get into this picture. It's a good family picture one. Get everybody together, but little kids are definitely will love it as well. The bandstand is decorated beautifully per usual, but yes, there will be a that's in the evening, 5 to 7:30 at the bandstand. In the morning, I apologize, I put this backwards. In the morning, the seniors will have their Christmas fair from 9 to 3, not 2, 3 o'clock at the senior center. Claudia always does a wonderful job at getting local vendors together, and also lots of raffle baskets. Usually they sell Hunter stew and have all kinds of good goodies out there, and all kinds of things. So definitely go check that out. Again, that's at the senior center from 9 to 2 this Saturday. On the 7th, which is Sunday, the Pioneer Valley Brass Quintet will be playing at 5:30 at the First Meeting House. So again, this is the annual Pioneer Valley Brass Quintet. They have a beautiful band that comes and plays every year. It's part of a ongoing grant or funding from the Quabbin 5 towns that were destroyed to make Quabbin, and they go around and play at different things, and one of them is up here at the First Meeting House. Is upstairs. There's beautiful acoustics up there. So again, all are welcome. December 7th, 5:30, and that's all I got for right
5:30 to
now.
what? We don't know.
5:30 to whenever they're done.
Awesome.
To when they're done. To the end time. All right, and that's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Katie. Anyone else have any other announcements or liaison reports for anything? Okay, there'll be no one's here, obviously, for open session. Any public hearings, there are none scheduled. Consent agenda now has been tabled. It will,
Well, parts.
Till next
Oh,
meeting.
wait, no, not
I
all
think
of it.
parts of it been tabled.
Yeah, just.
Oh, excuse me, just the minutes, okay. Minutes only.
Because they're
No.
just not ready.
Okay.
Just a minute, minutes only. So we have, in terms of the consent agenda, then appointments and wage authorization. Robert Duffy, Lanciani, interim building commissioner. He's a potential interim building inspector appointment. We basically, this is restoring the inspection coverage at $60 an hour whilst recruitment still continues. Everybody, okay? So we'll need I'll go through this whole thing. Then we have Zephyrin Parmenter, Zoning Board of Appeals. This is filling the ZBA vacancy that we have presently. Administrative matters, we have the temporary mart drug and alcohol use policy. This is required for continued mart transportation eligibility, temporary compliance step. And we also have, oh no, that's it for, no,
Grant acceptance.
we have the grants too.
Yeah.
We have the grant acceptance. This is to authorize, it authorizes required pre-contract submissions so the state can issue the formal grant contract. This is the grant for the community planning grant of FY26. We also have the MBI Municipal Digital Equity Implementation Program, $59,050. This accepts the award for the multimedia room, digital literary workshops, and navigator program, authorizing signing of the contract amendment. That's what that is doing. We have the Rural Development Fund pre-contract requirements. This is allowing participation in the Regional Zoning Initiative aid and completion of the required steps. Are there any questions or holds on those that I just read?
Yeah, so Jeff, after Lanciani's interim building commissioner piece, there's B, which is the potential interim building inspector appointment, which is
Oh,
separate.
yeah, I
Can we put a hold on that?
Yeah, well, this
Discussion
was
outside
some,
of the consent?
okay. Is there a reason?
Yes.
Uh,
I can tell you, or we can take it out of the thing and then I have a motion.
Oh, you have a motion for that?
Yeah, I do,
Okay.
but I think it'd be better if we take it out of the consent, if that's okay.
All right. Is everybody okay with that?
So we're taking Duffy out?
No, leaving
no.
Duffy in, taking out the
Okay.
potential
Potential.
interim building
Okay,
inspector.
sorry, B.
Because I
apologize.
talked to Nate about that also. I don't know if that's what you're referring to.
Probably.
I know it. So, all right. So any other questions or holds on anything else? If not, could I have a motion?
Yeah, I got a question. I'm not clear on what's happening here. Isn't Robert Duffy the temporary building inspector?
So there's two positions, there's the building commissioner and some people call a building inspector or an alternate, right? So kind of a backup or additional assistance as you need, but you usually at least need an interim, or sorry, an alternate, because things happen. Someone gets sick, someone's out of town, whatever, you have to have someone be able to fill in that role. So Robert Duffy used to be our building commissioner.
I get
He
that.
stepped down
And now
and
he's
we
back.
had hired Dave.
Right,
Dave stepped down.
right.
And we've now, Nate's been in touch with Duffy and said, hey, can you fill in for the time being in the interim position?
Right.
So that's what he said, yes. The next thing was listed as the potential interim building inspector. It's really a building inspector / alternate position. So this is the fill-in when Duffy can't do an inspection. As we know, he has upcoming medical stuff that he'll be out. So this allows for continuity of services for the public.
But they're both gonna be interim.
I don't think the second one has to be an interim. I think we just appoint the second one instead of potential interim building inspector. We just say alternate building inspector and it covers it.
The idea, the potential idea was so that the TA would be able to appoint as needed some of the help.
And we're taking that second one out?
We're taking that
For
second
more
one,
discussion?
yes,
Okay.
from this piece, and then I have something to add, which I think Peter probably has the same thing.
Okay. So, anything else? Or if we could have a motion to accept the portion of the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed? Consent agenda accepted minus the minutes.
And the whole.
Yeah, and the,
Building inspector.
and the,
This and
okay.
that.
Okay.
All right.
Can I take that one now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Peter and I were in the process of conducting our exit interviews as we discussed at a prior meeting, and we met with the outgoing building commissioner, Dave Horn.
Yep.
Yes.
I had to think about his last name for a second. There's too many Daves in my head. We had met with Dave today, and when we were talking with him and so forth, he did say that he would be interested in staying on as an alternate. So he does know that Duffy will be out for some medical stuff coming up in the future. They're both familiar with each other. I just asked him to check in with Duffy, and I did call Nate on my way home, and Nate had no objections with us appointing Dave as the alternate building inspector. And that again covers us and provides a continuity of services for the public. So let's say that Duffy is out for a few days for medical or anything else for surgery, and he's unable to do an inspection, he can either call Dave directly, or Sadie can give Dave a call and say, hey Dave, we're ready for an inspection at this property, can you head out? He goes out and assists with that. If Duffy says, hey, I need some assistance with writing a cease and desist or something else, he can say, hey, can you help me with that? The pay would still be what he's currently making now, which is $50 an hour. We should still have Nate send essentially a confirmation letter of the offer saying, we'd like you to stay on as the alternate starting today, and this is the rate of pay.
I'd like to ask a question. When you
Sure.
were talking to this Dave, only reason I'm curious, because in his letter of resignation, one of the reasons that he was resigning is he didn't have the daylight
Exactly.
availability. So how is he going to be available on a moment's notice call?
So
Saturdays,
it's
Huh?
yeah, it would probably be on the weekends.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So it'd be the same
Oh,
thing, but
So it's not day, it's a Saturday period,
Well,
right?
during daylight hours.
it depends on what the inspection is,
Yeah.
right? If it's an interior inspection, he could do it in the evening if he needed to do it. If it's a roof, he can't see the
But he
roof.
felt that he was able, had that kind of time?
I don't think it was, so remember, things are always, there's always a lot of layers to things, right? So one of the things when we talked to Dave today that we uncovered was the fact that he felt like he wasn't doing justice to the townspeople
Yeah.
because he felt like it required a lot more commitment during the day.
That's what he said that in the
Ability
letter,
to
yeah.
train and assist Sadie, ability to be there if there's questions, answer those and so forth. And also, limited, right now it's limited inspectional time because he gets out of work at 4, so he can do a 4:30 inspection, but it's dark, so you can't do a roof. It has to be on the weekend, right? You can do an interior, but we're not talking about him doing every inspection moving forward. We're having some continuity between the two, and we're also providing a continued level of service to the public so that, in the event we have Duffy's out for a while, a week or whatever it may be, and is unable to do an inspection, Dave can assist, right? It also keeps him involved, should we have any other transitions in the future, we have some continuity and ability. Sometimes it's hard to find that backup person. And when I called, Nate didn't have anyone already secured, so I thought this would be good because I think Duffy is scheduled to go out on the 15th. So we kind of want to have a plan before then, I thought. But how do you guys all feel about that?
I think continuity is very important, especially someone that is trying to build something. They don't want to hear excuses what's going, the town's problems. They want their stuff inspected. So we need someone to be able to deal with it in a timely fashion. So I think this is a good solution.
Agreed.
Okay. Okay,
Okay. Mr. Chair, would you accept a motion?
yes.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna speak and write at the same time. I would like to make a motion to appoint Dave Horn as our alternate building inspector until, for a term until the end of June 2026.
Second.
Motion made and second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, opposed? Motion passed. Okay.
So we'll make sure he gets a letter on that.
I mentioned it, but I will add a note here to make sure we share that with Nate.
All set?
One more second, just so that I don't have to go back later.
Doesn't come my way.
All right, I'm all good, thank you.
Okay. All right, moving on. Under old business, Lot 57, Gardner Road, environmental review of remedial options, memorandum, and review of the VHB Phase 2 comprehensive site assessment proposal. Basically, we're just, this allows us to participation in the regional zoning initiative. Excuse me. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. No, unless no motion is needed here, do we have any further information on this Lot 57?
I honestly didn't have a chance to review that with everything going on today.
Because there was nothing in his
Was-
notes either.
It was, there's potential money still in the grant
Yeah,
to
about
cover it.
59,000. or
Yeah.
whatever.
So
Oh,
this is phase two.
That's the award over the grant, $59,050.
That's left on that?
No,
No,
no.
Okay.
so I'm
No.
not sure where you got your figure, but,
I think it was like $31,000
Oh, I'm getting the numbers wrong.
okay.
on this one, and there was potential to cover it all. My question is there actual full money to cover it before we move forward? Because or else who's stuck holding the bag?
When do we have to make a decision on that tonight?
There's no motion, no, none, no.
31,000.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's 31,000 available.
But was there
Possible.
was there any indication of when we have to make a decision on that by? Did
It
it say
was,
time is of the essence, or?
no, it
No.
was supposed to be in October, if I read everything correctly. Wait,
This is the one that the police used, too, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that had the maps in it.
Right, so we're trying to bring it up to, we're trying to bring it up to code as far as the state's concerned, is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a thing that has to go to the state saying that
Because they used it for shooting.
we missed one of the it was gonna be late. This is it, here we go. Hold
What's the
on.
delay?
Yeah, there was a, like, so it was supposed to be October, if I remember reading it correctly, October of 25, yeah.
28th, yeah.
That we had to send a report?
I think so, it was the report that was due, but there's still things that are, yeah. That we missed the due date for the report, and there's still potentially enough money in the fund to do it. My question is there enough money in the fund to
Well-
do this completely? Because if not, who ponies up the rest?
So, a
Because
lot,
option one is permanent solution, and then they had, this is the same thing as before.
You got that up?
Um, the total cost and everything else. Option
So,
two,
According to this, it says I will pull a VADAR reports for the meeting to confirm the exact balance.
yeah,
Did
and I
anybody
haven't,
get
no,
one?
I did not get
Neither did
a
I.
Vadar report.
So we don't know what's there for money.
Yeah, so I would say we should probably hold on this without knowing 100% the
Right.
actual dollar amount, because if we put this forward and there's not the right amount, we could be kind of shorting ourselves here, and then we gotta come up with the rest.
and
Is there any-
I'll pass the question on to Nate, too,
Yeah.
that you have, so.
Let's see if there's any deadline. Is there any deadline? Oh, I'm trying to scroll up. Oh, yeah, God, sorry.
If there is, it's not in here.
Combined costs.
Combined cost.
Looking in the packet, there's nothing,
There was no follow-up about making sure the dollar amount was there. The sampling as outlined is their October 28, 2025 proposal.
Combined cost for this work is $39,000. Oh, but we don't, okay, so the combined amount of work is gonna be 31,000, but we don't know how much is actually in the account. I got
Uh-huh.
it, okay. So
So-
we need confirmation.
Yes.
So I guess the question is, does the board have additional questions in general, or is that the only question we have? And if that's the only question we have, does it make sense to prevent from holding this up to authorize a contingent upon confirmation that there's enough funds to do so?
Okay, have you all got this, it's in the packet?
I just looked at
You know,
it, yeah.
at the bottom of the message, it says, you know, these steps are required to maintain compliance with
Yeah.
our regulatory deadlines.
Yeah,
I think we need to do exactly what Heather said and authorize this.
as long as the money's
To
there.
take the actions and authorize this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, providing the funds are there to cover it. And if not, where are the funds coming from, we need to know, you know?
All right, I'll check with Nate.
Well, no, we're gonna make a motion to
Oh.
authorize it. So I'd like to make a motion.
Hold on, Katie, hold that thought, 30 seconds.
Didn't this whole conversation start with us not needing a motion?
Yeah, but if you scroll down there, I would just.
Do we know what phase this is?
This is phase 2, I believe.
Phase 2, well, if you
Yes.
go to their
Make a
paperwork,
motion to authorize.
summary of regulatory
Something
deliverable
like that.
timeline. Phase 2 comprehensive site assessment report is the timeline, the so we're, requires assessment response of a permanent solutions. Okay, so remedy implementation plan or permanent solution that would be required to be submitted by November 15, 2026. If phase 3 or 4 is submitted, then a permanent or temporary solution is due by 27, November 15.
So we have till the end of the month. Is that correct?
No, these
26.
these are 20 different years.
26, 27.
I'm trying to find where.
Oh, oh, I thought you said December.
Yeah.
If you keep scrolling down, you'll see VHB's paperwork.
Yeah, that's where how far?
Yep,
Oh, here we go. Assumptions, compensations.
But I think
remedial, where are you?
No, way down. yeah.
summary of regulatory deliverable timeline.
I know, I'm trying to find you.
It's just like the third
Yeah.
page.
In the account, Mary and.
So right
So,
after-
so are you questioning whether we can have a motion to
Well,
even
I'm
have a
just
motion?
saying, we were concerned with timelines, right? Didn't Chris, was he a little concerned with the timeline?
Well, that's why, I'm just trying to get, if we can't,
Well, we've got.
Nate didn't expect a motion
we've got
tonight.
a specific request from the person who's closest to this project, asking us to do 4 things. If we're concerned about having the money to support those 4 things, then we add that into the motion. And I think we should approve the 4 things we're being asked to approve, contingent upon having the funding that we're gonna find out through Beta.
I have a motion ready, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Ready
Go
to
for it.
accept one. I'd like to move contingent upon confirmation of at least $31,000 remaining in the account per Mary and Sam on that day. Authorize VHB to proceed, authorize submission of the required notice of delay, approve the use of OTO, and authorize the town administrator to sign the necessary documents and execute the scope of service.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Now any more discussion or questions on this? Peter?
Negative.
Okay. Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes, opposed? Motion passed. Okay. And I will pass that question on to him.
So I just want to clarify, so it's in the motion, but we need confirmation from Mary and Sam directly because the Veda report is not 100% up to date. So my concern is if you just check Veda without
not
checking with
correct.
Sam and Mary, if there's been any recent expenditures, it's not going to be accurate in the reflection. So that you can't, someone can't just check from the third piece and just look in the software. We actually need confirmation from Mary and Sam of the amount of money in that account.
Okay.
Yep.
So, we talking about, will anybody be able to see them tomorrow?
I can send them an email.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm working in the morning, so I
We don't know if
can't,
they're coming in yet.
I can't come in. All right. Moving on then. First meeting house temporary use policy, et cetera. I'll turn it over to you, Katie, since this is your
Okay. So, yeah, I basically, I took what Nate had originally and I listened to what you guys said. I tried to implement what you guys requested at the last time, by tweaking a few things and moving things around and adding and subtracting. And then I did look at some links that Heather sent me from other towns on what theirs looks like for facility use things. Some were apples to oranges, some were pears to kumquats, trying to compare. It was a wide variety of things. So I did the best I could and again, this is just meant to be temporary until the committee can do one that's proper, and also to have a proper person in the town offices or somebody managing it. I did put myself as the person to get these and to keep them organized for the winter months, because I'm putting this forward, and no offense, it's like either put up or shut up. I didn't want to inflict this upon a staff member that may be overwhelmed already right now. Because of things going on. I didn't feel like that would be appropriate to ask to do one more thing. So, and any of this can be edited. I can easily fix this on my iPad, any notes that I take tonight, and we can write it exactly the way it needs to be if someone wants to change something. Heather did suggest for the long term to make sure that there was a list of the priority of users, which I suggested that we could always take it from the electronic page policy, which I did print out if anyone wants to see that one, and brought it with me and highlighted what's there. But again, this is just meant to go through the winter months until, because this should be a pretty easy lift for the committee to take on and to tweak. None of this is rocket science, and it's not that difficult. People just want to be able to use it, you know? I did add a fee in there if it's basically somebody has to use staff time for massive amounts of cleaning, like something went horribly awry and like people threw up or something, you know what I mean? Like something went really bad. Or if they left all their trash there, even though it says clearly you need to take, you need to remove your trash with you as you go, basically. But again,
is this mainly for the downstairs?
it would be for what's needed.
Okay,
It
well,
wouldn't be
I have a
kitchen.
reason for asking, because when you were talking about fees, about cleaning up, what
Yeah.
about fees or liability for any damage to the any equipment that's there? We've got an organ, we've got pianos, et
Yeah.
cetera.
Well, Trish was putting locks on them, or at least to my knowledge, she was looking at getting locks put on those. We can assess it as we go, and again, if it's something larger, an event, it says clearly that if it's something like kind of out there, that it may come back to the select board. If it's something I don't feel comfortable, or whomever is, it's gonna come back to the select board. Like, this is like a red flag, and I don't wanna approve this, but again, I would much rather this come to you guys to see how everybody feels about this until said time that we have something a little bit more set in stone, because I'm only one human, and again, we have, you know, some staff turning over and things like that. It's just, it's either that or it doesn't get used because nobody can babysit it. So, and I'd rather see the meeting house be able to be used, because that was the whole point of it, not to mention, you need to use the toilets and everything, or they're gonna, like, everything's gonna go to hell
We
again.
got the point.
You know?
That job is going to be done on
The toilets
On the
are
plumbing.
hopefully being done tomorrow via the snow. The expansion tank and the other few things need the electrician to be there at the same time, so they're working on it. The locks are in process.
I called the very next morning after we
Yes.
talked about it here, so yeah.
Yeah, the kitchen is still a no-go, that's not, the hood's not attached, like that kind of stuff. You can get water out of the sink, but like, it's not like a place to do dishes or to like make food or anything like that.
Is it
So,
drinkable?
It's clear. It's not like brown, rusty grossness water. It's clean water
Okay.
coming out. So, yeah,
Should
it's,
we have a date on, or would you rather leave it open as far as what's temporary?
well,
I
Until
think
we
it's
get a
until we have
permit.
another.
yeah, I mean, if it goes too long, that I'm gonna, so Trish didn't want to be the alternate, because on the committee, it was either Trish first, and then if she didn't want to do it as myself, she does not want to do it, so I'm gonna be the one on it, so I'm gonna kind of push that, to get a permanent policy together with the whole entire committee
Okay.
on board, so that way it can be something permanent in structure. I think mostly the winter months would be the most usage because it's indoors.
Yeah.
In the summertime, people have a tendency to go outdoors. So the rec field is a little bit more, and the pavilion and things like that. And where this isn't being allowed to be any kind of private use, it's only for, local nonprofits. So you think the Historical Society, the Lions, the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, special events, things like that. It's not really, like, they don't really do things inside in the summer. It's more of a, they used to go for the rec field, because the rec field's so much better in the summertime. It's
I
such a
totally
nice
defer
area.
to you on this, so absolutely.
I don't know, does anybody have any thoughts?
I just have one question, Katie.
Yeah.
So the events we've had there so far, what's the number of people that are usually there?
So I'm not sure about I have only saw pictures of the rehearsals.
Okay.
It looked like there was probably between 50, 75 at the most.
Last night, we had about 50.
Yeah, we had about
50
50,
people
yes.
last night.
50?
Yeah, about,
Right about
give or
last night,
take.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Somewhere between
women and
30 to
children.
50. Yeah, there was a bunch
Kids.
of kids there.
Yeah.
And that's when we ended up approving, wasn't it?
Last night,
We didn't,
Kinda.
What do you mean, a number? I didn't think
Well,
we had.
Oh.
we didn't know the number, but didn't we
yeah, we
it
discussed,
before.
yeah, if it's gonna be cold and rainy, we're going inside. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of thing.
No, that's
If it was
talking
go-
about Sunday. Wait, which event we talking about? We talking about?
the,
lighting
hu-
last
the his,
night.
yeah,
That
last
wasn't
night was the
That was
town.
Sunday. Oh, today's Monday?
Yes,
Yeah.
today's Monday.
Yeah,
I'm doing great. I'm so sorry. I'm like 3 days off.
So the concert would be the next one.
Okay.
There is a request for a Girl Scout one coming up.
I'm just wondering if we should, just to make it easier and so that it's less subjective, just tell you a number that if it's more than X
X
people in
amount.
attendance, that it gets bumped back to us.
Okay. Oh, okay. In other words, max capacity.
Yeah, well, yeah, so like if it's more than X people, it comes back to us to make sure we want to use it for that purpose, for that number of people.
What is the allowed use of personnel?
Occupancy
per-
limit?
Per the fire chief?
I'm not sure in the whole church.
well,
or
the
meeting house.
main room upstairs, that was big enough for a congregation.
Yeah.
We're talking over
Oh, so we're
100
just
plus.
talking the basement area?
Well, upstairs it would be, both places
Yeah.
have large capacity for
Yeah.
people. I mean, you could probably fit good, 150 upstairs, easy.
Yep, oh, yeah.
Same
easily.
with downstairs, without really batting an eye. I mean, it would be tight much tighter downstairs than upstairs because
Yeah.
they have the nice seating.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of room on either floor.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the things are gonna be kind of subjective, so if you do something that's open for a few hours, like say, a winter market, which was one of the things I put in for the cultural council money, that would be people going in and out throughout the time.
Right.
But if you had one of the things the Girl Scouts are asking to do is a paint day, so what they do is they break it up, for our area. It's the service unit of Furniture Loop, which Hubbardston is one of the 4 major towns in it. And they do the younger kids at one shift and then the older kids at the other shift. So that way it breaks it up so there's not so many people, not too much of an age gap trying to get. And they do a fun, younger painting and then a one that's a little bit more elaborate for the older girls.
So who is inspecting this building after it's been used?
Well, right now, it would be somebody to have the keys that would be kind of with them. We don't have a checkout process yet, and we're in the middle of getting the keys changed.
Yeah.
So my theory is myself or one of the other people that would be like an agent of the town would need to be there. like, so for the Lions, like Joyce is kind of, she's in and out, you know, Chris would be an agent, like somebody would be an agent to take the key and be there the entire time. The same with, like, I could do Girl Scouts and special events. If it's Boy Scouts, it could be one of the, like, Hunter is technically a Boy Scout, you know, an agent of the town that's not necessarily getting paid, because that's where we don't want to run into fees with somebody being paid. You know, a paid employee standing there, someone that's willing to volunteer their time, that's a trusted town member that has done things with the town, for the town, worked for the town, whatever, an agent of the town. That's why, again, there's not really,
Where does the First Meeting House Committee stand? Have
they haven't even met yet. I don't think most of them have even been sworn in yet. That's one of the things on my agenda to try to start pushing, because I'd like to start
We really
meeting
gotta
sooner
get
rather
that.
than later.
We really gotta get that committee up and running, because this is the type of stuff that they need to jump in on.
Yep,
Right.
And take hold of.
I agree.
If there's an occupancy limit, we need to know that before we let people use this place that goes over that limit. I mean,
Is there signs up, do we know? With
I'm
the
not sure.
occupancy limit? Okay.
I've never noticed that. in the-
Yeah, I don't look.
So maybe we can
They
start with
probably haven't
having,
needed it for years, because the congregation
Me-
was like only a handful of
Yeah.
people, so.
Yeah, but they
Me-
still gotta be certified by the fire chief, right?
exactly, yeah. The chief's gotta go down there and give us a number or know a number or something.
maybe we can start with Nate and have him work wherever we need to with either fire or the building records to find.
I would imagine there's
Occupancy.
something on file somewhere.
And who
Either
is the special events advisor?
me. Hi, we've
The
met.
woman who does all the announcements.
Yeah, the one that does all the special events. I was appointed, like, I can't even tell you how many years ago.
You came before us.
Yes.
At one point, volunteering.
Yes, long ago.
wanting to do
Long,
that.
long, long
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Here's my concern, right? This is a public building and we are flying by the seat of our pants on this stuff. We really are. I mean, we gotta get the chief in there, we gotta get an occupancy limit. We gotta wrap our heads around who's going in there, what they're doing. We gotta get this committee to meet sooner than later, and we gotta come up with a permanent policy that, you know,
But that,
specifies all our concerns.
Well, that's, the-
that's true, Chris, but let me, if I can just interrupt for a moment, that's why this is a temporary policy. This is just to get us through the groups that have already
But what's the
been
goal-
told they can use it
What's
and the
goal for
winter.
permanent policy?
That will-
What is the date for the permanent policy?
Well, that's up to us now to get it be agendaed, have that committee, they could even come before us and meet and get going, but this was just to get us through the winter.
Winter,
And the
yeah.
groups that have already been told they can use it.
Well-
That's all this is.
Yeah, the whole thing is the winter months, it's gonna be hard to get everyone to, start meeting and get them to get through this policy. So I'm thinking by spring, I would love to see a full-blown policy in place for permanent. And when I say spring, I'm talking like April. May at the latest is what I'm trying to shoot for in order to, like, for a realistic timeline, because you can't put it so short that it's unattainable. You know what I mean?
But in the meantime, to go with something that Chris was saying, we could ask the chiefs
Oh, yeah, we can have a number.
to go in, because you're gonna have a
What the
group in
doll-
there.
yeah, what
See
the-
what Bob says for occupancy.
Yeah,
You know, we really need to have a sense of urgency of getting this thing sorted out, so the sooner we can get this committee together, I think the better, and come up with a policy that satisfies, you know, the police chief, the fire chief, us, and everybody involved in this situation. Because I'm just not comfortable with the way we're doing this. I just have a bad feeling about it.
well, leaving it with nothing,
I understand.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I think we're more out there, because at least this has some kind of guidance, and
I don't want to let best get in the way of better, but we need to get the best sooner than later, because, you know, we put together this committee, we gotta get them sworn in, we gotta get their 2 cents. I mean, we gotta get this thing buttoned up.
Well, maybe we can also send a message to Mel and see if she can reach out to the committee members and get them sworn in. And then see if we can have Nate kick off the
There's a
committee.
list of names, I've seen the
yeah.
list of names.
Oh, yeah, there's a, no,
Yeah,
there's Mel
Sometimes
has them.
people require some active recruitment to get sworn
Well,
in.
they require a chairman.
That too.
They have
That
no.
was-
That's something they decide upon.
When,
Yeah, but they
well,
don't- yeah.
when Trish decided she wasn't going to, and that means that I'm the one that's going to, I would initiate the first to get a chair with the first thing, let's have a chair, you know? Let's put forth a basic blank agenda of, yep, first thing is chair.
They need a meeting, they need to appoint a chair.
Yep.
And a vice chair.
Yeah.
And
But everybody's gonna get
Whoever else.
sworn in is problem number one.
If I might ask,
Yeah.
at least to get it on the floor, could we have a motion adopting the temporary use policy as presented by Katie? And then I would just add that not in the motion, I would add, tomorrow, if you could reach out to the two chiefs
Yeah, get a head count of what the
and tell them
max
what we need,
capacity.
because we have groups coming in there for the,
Yeah, we can I can even write that part in, like, max capacity.
yeah,
I can put this right in this piece. This is the max
as
capacity.
soon as they give you the numbers.
Yeah, as soon
Okay.
as I have a number,
Yeah.
which I have zero problems with putting anything in this. Like I said, this was the one that Nate came up with, and I just looked at the others, like I said, and incorporated the few things that people have said in this past meeting to make sure that those items were in there as well.
Sure.
To get it going and to make it make sense as best as possible. But yeah, we can definitely put a max capacity. Let's see, where should we put that?
So could I have
I
that
would make
motion?
that motion.
So you're not asking for a deposit, you're hoping that if there's post-party cleanup, these people are gonna pay you $50 an hour?
No, it's more of a like active threat. We can bill them if we have to, but in other words, they should be self-sufficient because there is no cooking allowed. There's no alterations or anything like that.
But to be clear, there's no security deposit for
Nope.
somebody using this thing?
No, no, no. After all trash must be removed at the end of each event, maybe put max capacity. Does that sound like a good spot to put it? Conditions of uses of the
Where are you?
building.
Where are you?
I'm on the second page at the top, right under all trash must be removed at the
Oh,
end of
okay.
event.
I think max capacity should be the first thing on the.
On the first thing on that list, max capacity, I can put it at the very beginning, terms of uses, under the building. must
Yeah,
be
on
clean,
eligible
orderly.
users,
Yeah.
then you could put the capacity in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then Katie, how are we gonna get this on the website and out there?
We're still trying to get a motion here, though, so that
Well,
we
I
can
can,
at least get the discussion.
once I put that in there, I can get this put to, I can have this put either on under special events, or we can have it put somewhere else on the website.
How about both?
Yep, that is fine, and I can work with Mel to make sure that it gets in certain places on the website.
Okay, with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the temporary use policy as Katie presented.
Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
And second. Any further discussion? Thank you for the work. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, opposed, motion passed.
And Chris, I will get them moving, I promise you, to get this going real quick.
Under new business, we're tabling that, so we won't be covering payroll processing tonight. So now we go to item G. You might want to text him now and tell him it'd be closer to 7:30.
I
you know?
think we'll keep going, Jeff. I
Okay.
can do it in a minute. Yep, that's
All
fine.
right. And Heather, can you bring us up to
Yeah,
date?
give me 30 seconds.
Yep.
I'm typing as I go here, so.
I got a couple of,
All right, so a couple open position updates. So building commissioner, so I have not heard anything else about receiving any applications. I talked to Nate earlier today, and he didn't mention anything about additional applications coming in. So I don't think there's really any change on this since last week, but we did talk about, we voted earlier. So Duffy, for the people who are watching at home or anyone who has a permit that's out there or will have a permit out there, Duffy will be back with us as our interim. So he'll be the person you see most of the time for the face. He will be out a little bit for medical. If he's out or unavailable, you will see Dave, who is currently been there right now. So these are both faces everyone should be recognizing. They've both been involved, Duffy for a period of time, and Dave more recently, past couple months. So they will be very familiar with what's going on and be able to provide a continuity of services.
we're trying to be concentrating on the treasurer right now, correct?
Yes,
'Cause
so
I-
the next
I had two
position,
that he's sent to me today.
Okay.
for that, executive assistant.
So, for treasurer collector, there were, I think, 3 applications that had been in as of the end of last week. As Jeff announced at the last meeting, they set up 2 rounds of interviews. Round 1 is going to be with Peter, Mary, and Sarah, and I think those are supposed to kick off tomorrow, so those might get a little delayed.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
First one's at 2, second one's at 3.
Okay, awesome.
Good.
So I think they contacted, I want to say all 3 of the candidates, but I only heard back from 2 of them.
Correct.
So those 2 interviews are set up, and then at that point, they'll decide, if they want to do additional interviews, if any other applications came in they were interested in. And then my understanding is they'll make probably Mary will make a referral up to Nate with her recommendations on if any or who to proceed with. And then the second round of interviews will be remote, and they'll be with who are you, Jeff and Katie and Nate. So we're trying to support Nate here however we can.
Yep.
And make sure we're moving this process as fast as we possibly can, knowing that Mary's last day is officially 12/4, which is this Friday. So we're hoping to get at least round 1 of interviews done then. Mary has assured us that she's going to stay
It's
on.
Thursday. The 4th is Thursday.
Okay, then it's the 4th. I don't know what day it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Wednesday.
I don't know if that's her last
just so
day
you
or
know.
it's Friday.
Today is
I'm just
Wednesday
saying.
to me.
Today's
You
the
can't convince
first.
me anything
Yeah.
else.
Thursday.
So, yeah, so the end of the week is Mary's last time. She is planning to stay on, at least on Fridays, and she has indicated, when Peter and I did an exit interview with her last week, that she'd be very happy to help us however she can. She really did enjoy her time here and love serving the community. So that's where we are with treasurer collector. The next one we have executive assistant. I think Jeff just indicated that there's currently 2 applications. My current recommendation is to wait on that till our next meeting. I think Nate can probably hold the fort down for the time being with those roles, but more so, especially with the board being in a very supportive position right now. There's only 5 of us and so many hours in the day. The next piece is the accountant consultant. So this is a dual piece. The first was the consultant. So last meeting, which was last week, which was the special, Jeff provided the update that he gave the go-ahead to Mary to reach out to a potential person to come in and help us in the consultant role to handle the accounting side of the house, to help us clean up some stuff from FY25. So we had a transition of accountants. We had Kelly, who was here for a while, who was remote. And then she departed and we onboarded Sam. And sometimes with accountants, they have a very certain way they do things and we can't always figure out what someone's notes were, this number doesn't really come with a comment box of what someone was thinking, how it was there. So with the frustration of reverse engineering things, it was something that it was even suggested to us, I believe, from the state that we potentially look at having a consultant come in and try to help us wrap it up. We've got everything in decent shape. There's just some things we can't remedy, and as a result, it's driving people nutty, right? So people starting balances, especially for some revolving accounts, are off, and that's confusing them. Some numbers for the FY26 starting numbers aren't correct. Like the bottom lines might be, but the in-between breakdowns are different because we do things a little different than other towns. So it's getting those pieces situated. So the consultant piece, the idea is to have them help us with 25. Sam is currently working on 26. And I believe Sam had indicated that there is a chance she's gonna wanna transition out at some point. She has another full-time job, she does this part-time, so until such time that we get a resignation, we're kind of in a holding pattern for that one. But we're thinking ahead and have that in the back of our minds that we're gonna need to potentially plan for that.
Okay.
And until such time that we can get FY25 wrapped up, we can't set up our audit because we have to have all the year-end stuff closed. And it's definitely time is of the essence on that piece. We want to wrap it up as soon as we can so we can get everything submitted to the state and finalized. We can also get our free cash submitted and certified, and then we can move forward with our audit.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions on any of that, or would like to add anything, or did I miss anything?
So there's 2 applications for executive assistant floating out there somewhere?
That's
Yeah, I just got them today.
So the question is, are we gonna,
Just leave them.
So are we gonna do a similar thing to what we're doing with the treasurer collector to help support Nate with some on-site interviews and then some remote? But I think we can probably still talk about that at the next meeting.
When's the next meeting? What's the
The
date?
15th.
The 15th?
So
Monday.
Tricia's last day is the 11th.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it would be a couple days after, but I think, especially in the slower time of the year, hopefully things are a little quieter, unless everyone thinks we need to move. My only concern is having multiple processes moving simultaneously with
That
heavy
it's gonna get,
involvement.
yeah, it's gonna get,
I say we can take care of the treasurer collector and the accountant consultant,
those are the two biggest
two
pieces.
biggest ones.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think the consultants currently, I don't know if she said yes, I didn't get a confirmation on that. I know Jeff, you announced last week that Mary was gonna reach out,
Yeah, when I told her
but
she
did we
could
hear
do
that, did we hear confirmation that she was a go?
That she
The
was,
consultant said yes?
no, I didn't hear anything from Mary at all.
So we need to check back on that.
Okay.
So like I say, those are our two important ones. I think we can,
Yeah, not that executive assistant isn't, I'm just.
no, they're
yeah.
all very
They're
important,
just,
but.
those ones are, time is of the essence.
Those are the
two.
ones that if you don't stay on top of, it's
It's
very
gonna-
hard to catch
It's
up.
a
If you
mess.
get behind on minutes, you can catch up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But if you get behind on keeping your books up to date,
Yeah.
everyone's got a problem.
yeah, money is a problem
Yep.
all the time, so
Okay.
those are important.
Anything else? Heather, anything else?
Not under the staffing updates. no.
Okay. All right, we'll move to matters not reasonably anticipated by the chair. I don't have any.
I got some.
Okay,
It was so Mary asked this morning when I was in checking my mail about snow tomorrow, seeing that Nate is out of office. Who is going to be the official caller of the snow day?
me, I guess.
Okay. They have, I'm just putting it out there that they've called school in all the area. This tomorrow is the very long day for them. That's, I think, part of the concern as well. A few of them work in town, but a few of the office staff are a little bit further out. And again, that is part of the concern with being the first snow. And everyone's always caught a little bit off guard. So my suggestion would be, if you are going to wait till tomorrow, that's one thing, but if you know you're gonna call it, we could just tell them tonight, just to let everybody's mind at ease, just like they do call school. But again, I'm not going to inflict that upon you, but they basically asked if Mary and Mel could both be texted early as possible to let know, and then they can let the others know, so that way they don't try to come in.
I see absolutely no reason to close the offices and let everybody work from home tomorrow.
To do it or to not do it?
To do it, close
Okay.
the offices.
Yeah,
Let
I,
everybody work from home.
that is
tomorrow,
my 100%.
As of right now.
Yeah, that is my 100% feeling, Chris. I agree completely with you.
Well, if you want to make it in the form of a motion, then this will be a board decision.
You want to go for it, Chris? Make the motion? Okay. I would like to make the motion to, due to snow, tomorrow close the town offices and let the staff know that they can remotely work from home, so that way they can not have to stress driving in the snow.
Second.
Motion made, second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. That'll have to be sent out quickly as an all
I can
staff.
Send a text right now.
Yeah, I'll send a text to Mary and
All
Mel.
staff, too.
Well, they have all the staff numbers.
Okay.
They can
All right.
disseminate it, is what they said.
Yes.
That's just, now that we've passed it, that doesn't include like DPW people. et
No,
cetera.
no,
They're
just the
gonna
town
be-
offices.
They'll be around,
The library's already closed itself.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just, yeah, fire and police that's a whole separate issue.
What
We're
about-
talking about,
Okay, just as long as that's clear, fine.
you try to tell her.
No, I'm just saying, she is
I-
office personnel.
I understand that, but
Who's
they
that?
don't,
Claudia.
the seniors don't close for anything.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
I think they
I
should,
would
but that's
reach-
my
I
2
would
cents.
send an olive branch out to her to let her know what we're doing.
I think, well,
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
recording, so,
Good luck.
all right.
So
Hey.
I would-
Okay, whatever.
Anything else not reasonably anticipated by the chair? All right. No public, no press. Can we send a text or a call?
I already did.
Oh, thank you very much, okay. Okay, then we will since we're not ready to go right away, we will adjourn from open session and take like a 5 or
Why
10
don't-
minute break.
Jeff, why don't we go into executive session? So
Okay.
why don't we make my recommendation would be make a motion to go into executive session and not return to open session.
Well, I didn't intend to do that, but since Nate isn't here yet.
But we don't need anyone here, that way we can wrap up with the video, everyone who is not going to be part of the executive session can depart, and then we can be all good on our way.
I agree totally, which is why I was just trying to get us out of open session, so since she can break it down.
But we need to make the motion for executive session in open session.
Okay?
If I
all right.
can assist, Mr. Chair, I'm happy to make a motion for you here.
No, I understand what you're saying, okay. All right, then we will have a motion to adjourn from open session with the intent of moving into executive session, at the conclusion of which we're not going to go back into open session, and we'll adjourn for the night after that. The executive session, excuse me, pursuant, item purpose 1, pursuant to general law, chapter 38, paragraph 21A7, to comply with or act under the authority of any general or special law or federal grant in aid requirements. The select board will discuss and take appropriate action with respect to executive session minutes, excuse me, November 10th, November 12th of this year, 2025. Purpose 2, pursuant to general law, chapter 38, excuse me, paragraph 21A, section 2, the select board will conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel and to conduct contract negotiations with non-union personnel, town administrator.
So moved.
Second.
This is a roll call vote. Peter,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Jeff, yes, we are now out of open session and in executive session.